You cannot ignore the fact that there is Nigerian government complicity with these attacks. You saw some of our journalists in the documentary. We wanted to be an organization that tells the truth about what's happening in Nigeria, hence truthnigeria.com. I want to just kind of let everybody know and help you understand how Nigerian news works. If a Nigerian government official does not call for a news conference, the event did not exist. So in order for the narrative to get to the mainstream media, get picked up by Al Jazeera, get picked up by CNN, everything else, it comes from a Nigerian government source. From the very beginning, they determine the narrative. The reporters regurgitate the government narrative. We decided to be a voice and try to help change that paradigm and created Truth Nigeria to document what is actually happening. How many of you guys know that there were 10 Christians killed in Kaduna just the other day? How many of you know that there were 30 Christians killed in Plateau just a week ago? How many of you know that besides the 280 Christians that were killed in Yellowwater on June 13th, we are now about over 500 Christians that have been killed total since Yellowwater? No one knows. The media is not reporting it. Well, that's why we formed Truth Nigeria, to talk about what is going on. But also, what we pointed out in the documentary that I'd like everybody to realize is that Truth Nigeria had information that the attack on Yellowwater was going to occur 3 weeks before the attack happened. Now, when we get a terror alert and we find information, we know attacks are going to occur, our method is we issue a terror alert on our website, truthnigeria.com, but we also immediately call the local authorities. We notify the Nigerian military, the DSS, the Nigerian government, to let them know this is what we found out, this is our intelligence. Now, a day before the attack, we got word that there's movement happening. They are mobilizing, and they are coming for Yellowwater. So the day before, our team notified the government, the local authorities, the army, the police, and said, hey, there's movement, they're coming, watch out. What happened? Absolutely nothing. The government stood by and did nothing with advance warning multiple times. In fact, there's a military fob with soldiers that was less than a kilometer away while the attacks were going on, shooting warning shots in the air, but did not engage the terrorists as people were being burned to death, hacked to death with machetes, and being slaughtered.
So the first thing is to just say it, to say what is happening, to say that the denials are wrong, to say that there is religious persecution, there's disproportionate targeting of Christians that is happening. It's a Christian is more likely to be killed in Nigeria than a Muslim by 5, 6, 7 times when you look at the populations. The Middle Belt is the area where the most persecution is happening, and that's where the most denials are. So we need more people. We need it'd be great to have more in the administration speaking out and saying those denials from the government, those are entirely wrong. This is happening right now. The country of particular concern designation, absolutely vital, because that's what's going to put pressure. You know, Nigeria, they value our economic relationship. They value the security assistance that we provide. And so, yeah, they should listen if we're saying, no, this is real. This is really happening. And I think that would go a long way. And then to follow up those specific points with action items and what we need to ask. Right now, the government of Nigeria has mostly focused on terrorism in the Northeast, which is very important. They've not really been winning that battle recently. There's been attacks on army camps over there from IS West Africa or Boko Haram, but that's where they've been focusing. They focused not one iota on the Middle Belt. They haven't focused that much on the Northwest. And so we need to tell them, you have to put those resources. When you get those early warnings, you need to go out and you need to find the terrorists and you need to defeat them. You have to return the IDPs. It's millions of IDPs that are sitting they're huddled together, thousands at a time, with horrible health care, horrible resources, and they're just waiting. They're not able to do anything. They're not able to build lives. They need to be brought back to their lands. They need to defeat the jihadists who've taken over their lands, make sure that's happening. And earlier, Congressman Walker mentioned some of the blasphemy laws. Nigeria has one of the worst blasphemy laws in the entire world. It's one of only 7 places in the world that you can be killed for given the death penalty for alleged blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. That's outrageous. There's no reason they need to enforce that. They need to repeal that. And so pushing to make sure that that happens. In Sokoto State, there was a young woman, Deborah Yakubu. She was a Christian student. This is May 2022. She was burned by 50 of her classmates, and they videoed it while they were shouting Allahu Akbar, and they put it all over the internet so that everybody would know what they meant. No one has been held accountable for that. Nobody is held accountable for these mob violence actions that happen again and again and again, and it's outrageous. And so we need to make sure that those things, those are the action items, those are the things that the government needs to do if they want to be removed from the CPC list, and if they want to have economic flourishing, if they want to have a good developing country. You can't have an economy when you have terrorists running rampant and burning villages all throughout your country, and especially in those agricultural areas that are the places feeding you. You have massive starvation in Nigeria right now because of these terrorists. It has to be put to a stop.